Hello, I'm Dr. Nelva Lee, CEO and co-founder of MiTio Tech. I'll be sharing today our sustainable 3D printed communities or TechVilles. MiTio Tech is currently raising funds to build our fully sustainable 3D printed TechVille communities nationwide. Each of these communities will be located within 50 miles of every major city in the United States. The 3D printed homes are not new. There are competitors such as Mighty Buildings and New Story who are building these communities all across the nation and even internationally. 3D printed technology benefits are that the homes are sturdier, environmentally friendly, as material costs are reduced drastically by reducing the waste of these uh, home builds by up to 90% and reducing labor costs by up to 90%. Here are some of the problems that we solve. The high cost of mortgages and rent is skyrocketing. And so we need a high-tech, low-cost solution. Traditional land developers have not adopted new technology to tackle this growing sustainability problem, as well as a growing crisis of mortgages and rental prices. Cost of construction and land development has also skyrocketed. And lastly, traditional lenders have not really come up with any innovative ideas to help the lenders or the homeowners. So we may not be the first, MiTio Tech may not be the first to market 3D printed communities, but we will be the first to merge both of these, the technology as well as innovative lending structures. So here are some of the trends that I mentioned. Mighty Buildings is one of our competitors, and we'll go to their website very quickly so that you can see some of the communities that they are building. So this is one of their communities out in Arizona that they are building. And they have solar panels on the top, and we plan to do the same with our community so that they are in fact fully sustainable. The other thing that MiTio Tech will do is that we will price our uh, buildings, our homes, based on a sliding scale that it will be based on the homeowner's income. As long as they have a full-time job for over 2 years, they will be able to qualify for one of our homes based on a third of their income. So as you can see, the homes are first designed on a 3D printing computer, and then the 3D printing robot actually does the printing using cement or any other type of mortar or other type of material that can then be fed into the 3D printer. And here are some designs of different homes that you can see here. This is more like a ranch style, and then you have also a two-story option as well. And here's some interiors. And here's some communities that are being built. Here's one, Viento Villas in Puerto Rico. And here's an example of a 3D printer arm that is actually doing the printing. New Story takes another look at 3D printers, more from a socially responsible look at it, and they give away their homes because, again, the cost of the homes are so inexpensive. The cost to build 3D printed homes is so low. And here I will show a video, a short video of a 3D printed home in Utah that was built for $13,000 in 10 hours or less.
I'm here at the Mudbots facility in Utah, and we have an extra treat that I didn't even know was here. They 3D printed this test unit with some of their customers that they were training to use their equipment, and we're going to take a tour through it with their CEO, James Lyman.
Welcome to a Mudbots print. This was printed by one of our customers and training groups. They print them, and we tear them down, and we start all over again a month later with the next training group. So we have two different training groups working.
Talk about the window frame and how it joins like the sandwich between the concrete?
Yeah, okay, if you can imagine, this here, there's one of these right there.
A header. We
print all the way through the window because we want perfect straight up and down lines. I don't want goobery walls and stuff for our windows. Most of our customers, they look at stuff and they're like, I couldn't sell that. when they come here and see what we're doing, they get excited again. It's what they hoped concrete printing would be. So, number one, I don't want voids in my wall because I don't want a vulnerable wall. I don't want a wall that can, if you wait till it's dry, it's gonna, you got dust everywhere, you're cutting a 1/4 inch a second versus the way we do it. It's a complete different process than anything that's seen or shown, and with a little apprehension about showing it here, because it's the process. You got to have a process that doesn't take a month to build a house. You got to be able to print a house in a day. Otherwise, it's not faster, cheaper, better.
And the roof structure, how does it?
Those columns, solid with concrete, and but there's multiple methods depending on how big and what they're trying to do. So it has to be engineered. We have several engineers now that are helping new customers engineers get off the ground fast. So we put these all up for senators, and we had a couple senators and some mayors and 20 people from the legislature that came here.
And you have a comparison to some competition?
If I'm putting more mud down. Like you said, it's harder to print smaller things than bigger things. But we print our interior walls and everything at the same time. We don't touch or finish our exterior walls. We have a whole bunch of designs. If I gotta put plaster crews on this, set up scaffolding, chip crap on the wall away and stuff like that, that's just, it's not fast, and it's certainly not cheap. So if I got cold joints in this thing, every cold joint's $400 just in 2-part epoxy. So we don't like cold joints here. So the outside of this and just a little bit over there, we finished the wall while we were printing. This isn't additive material. It's just to give it a couple different designs. The wall's consistent, straight up and down. But if you want to put lap siding on that, as part of our training, our customers do that. Every training group has to print one of these here, and then when they go home, they have 60 days to print one privately, and then they do a private showing to government officials, charities, customers. You print one of these in your state, and you invite just 5 customers privately to come see what you have done when it's all done. With time-lapse video. We have a saying around here, if you can't show time-lapse video, it didn't happen. Setup, print, clean up, take down. 700 of these. We had 20 people from the state legislature that came down for this. One of our Utah customers that purchased our printer, they printed this, and all the expense of, you're looking at a 2-week build, a day of printing, and then to finish out everything. Again, our walls were finished while we were printing, clear to the top. Came back the next day, sprayed it with top coat, put an orange peel on this. Our customers have the CNC drawings for this kind of cabinetry. I mean, round corners are nice until you start buying cabinets and countertop. So we give them the CNC drawings so that they can throw a piece of corian down and just cut it out, and it just fits right into place. And it matches the drawing for this.
A lot of value engineering in this building with the doors and the kitchen setup.
Here, consequently, there's no doors in here. We just use curtains. But this is a $13,000 deal. That's that's all the materials. That's the paint, the mirrors, the lighting, the windows, not including labor. But you have a day of labor, $100 an hour for your print crew. You got $800 of labor.
And that's just a little bit of what is being done in Utah. So the trend analysis is that you get great designs, very futuristic, modern looking homes that marries about form and function as well as footprint. The carbon footprint is reduced considerably. These beautifully efficient homes prioritize natural light and low emissions, and it democratizes a great design by building very sustainable, resilient communities. So again, the reduction in construction costs are about 90% because of the reduction in labor. But in addition to the timelines, as you saw in the video that we just looked at, the homes were planned out in 2 weeks and built within 10 hours. So our target audience would be seniors, low income or middle income families, and first-time homeowners that are being squeezed out by the mortgage rates and rental rates crisis that we're currently in, because incomes are just not keeping in step with the housing inflation. So our proposed solution is that MiTio Tech will commit to developing these cost-efficient and sustainable 3D built homes across the nation within 50 miles of every major city, beginning in our own backyard right here in Stockbridge, Georgia. The process is to find affordable land within 50 miles of every major city, obtaining approval from government officials to build these homes, and then building the community within 50 miles, again, of every major city. The cost of our first project will be 1.25 for the land, 6 million for each of the, that's 60 units at 100,000 each, and 200,000 for the cost of the first 2 3D printers. Here's a brief timeline of what is expected to happen within the next 2 years. Our team. So while my background is healthcare administration, I have a doctorate in healthcare administration, and my companies are based in medical translating and interpreting. My background is such that I'm able to put together an amazing team of construction development, printing consultants, and architects onto our team. So we have Big Ten Construction and Development, Jarrett Gross, 3D printing consultant, and Montana Ray, our architect. Big Ten Builders have specifically 8 years of concrete building experience. Jarrett Gross is the gentleman that you saw in that video. He literally goes across the world and is on job sites for all of these 3D printing communities and homes that are being built. And Montana Ray, our architect, will be working hand in hand with our builders and consultants as we design these beautiful homes. So if you would like a little bit more information, I would love to speak with you. You can reach us by phone, 678-458-1671, by email, or on our website. Have a great day.